Good afternoon. Welcome to our live stream. Our topic today is astrology. So if you've stumbled across this account and you're like, what on earth is this? What's going on here? What can I expect? So I teach conversation English. I try to offer you vocabulary, phrasal verbs, idioms, polls, conversation questions that help you to use the language you already know. So as you can see below here, English with Jen, 123, floating around here today in blue. I guess to match my sweater. I don't know. But yeah, you can follow my account. I'm here every Wednesday with a new topic. Like I said, today's topic is astrology. This is maybe a topic you're interested in. Maybe it's not. That is, sometimes the case where there are topics that we're not really interested in, but I try to do it so that that everybody learns something. You have a chance to express yourself, and even if it is not really something that you're so crazy about, that you can. I'm trying to get rid of this. Don't show my name. I don't want to have my name. Goodbye. That you are still practicing your English. I highly recommend, especially these topics where you think, I don't know, it's not really my thing, to give it a shot, because these types of lessons are often the ones where you learn quite a lot. Hello, Yuki. Hello, Yelena. Welcome to you both. Already here. Someone else as well is, not quite sure who. But I hope everyone is doing well. Hello, Serena. Ciao a tutti. So let's hop into our lesson. We have a poll question that we can answer together. Can any of you ladies remember who it was that wanted this lesson? Somebody in our audience, in our Wednesday audience, wanted this lesson, but I can't remember who. And I'm just kind of curious. All right, let me move over to here to the right so we can see this a little bit better. Okay, so here's the first poll question for today. Do you believe in astrology? Some of you have answered this already somewhat yesterday. Let's be a little bit more specific. So absolutely, I follow it closely and I find it meaningful. Hello to you, Kaluna, sweetie. 2, sometimes I enjoy it for fun and or occasional guidance, excuse me. 3, not really. I don't put much stock into it. And so this is a nice little idiom. If you don't put stock into something, it's not something that you really believe in. It's not something that you would fight for or anything. Or 4, unsure, I'm curious, but I haven't decided. Yuki says, no, not at all. Serena, sometimes I enjoy it for fun or for occasional guidance. Anybody else have any other ways that they would answer this question? Maybe there is something that is not even on this list. Kaluna, okay, 2. Sometimes you knew a lot yesterday about astrology. Not much, okay? So I guess that's making you a 3, Yelena. I am more science-oriented person. Okay. All right. And for myself, I think I would say, what would I say for this? I believe only if it tells good things. Okay. The good stuff you believe, the bad stuff, whatever. Good. Take the good, forget the bad. I hear you. I think that I am I don't put much stock into it. Kind of 4 also. I'm curious, but I haven't decided. I'm somewhere in between, and sometimes it's kind of fun. The other day I read my, the Mayan astrology and also Peter's, and they were pretty spot on. It was kind of interesting. No space for bad stuff. I hear you. That's a wonderful way to live life for sure. Okay, so let's hop into our first banner question for today, and just kind of like getting a feeling and understanding of why people kind of go for this sometimes. So we have here, why do you think that ancient people, so people from long ago, looked to the stars so much? And I have about 10 different points, and you're more than welcome to answer this in any way. Hey, Alessio, ciao. Ciao a tutti. Hello, Lorena. So yes. So what would you say? Why did people, or why do you think ancient people looked to the stars so much? What is it that they hoped to find? The stars were an incredibly important source. Hello to you, Yogesh. Hello, hello. Ma'am, I can understand English. I can't speak very well. Why? Because you need to practice. So sometimes we're in a situation where we can't really practice because we don't have anyone to speak with. So my suggestion is to take a look on my account here. Here, I will pop it up in case you are not already a member of my community. Look in this on my YouTube account here, English with Jenn 123. I have a lot of videos that are shadowing videos. And they help us. Hey, Michaela, darling. They help us to listen to a story. That you then repeat the story, and then you have the option of recording yourself. So this is a great way to practice speaking if you don't have anyone to practice with. Shadowing exercises under the video section on my account. I hope that helps. I think that, hello, Juan Carlos, nice to see you, been a long time. I think that it is because they didn't have enough knowledge of science. Yes, okay, but they were able to tell a lot of things as well, to have hope. And Juan Carlos, you can let us know, where do you stand on astrology? Do you believe? Do you not believe? What can you tell me? So some of the things, and maybe they had some old knowledge. Yeah, maybe there's things that we don't really know anymore because we rely on a different source. So one thing which I think is interesting and logical, they looked at the stars for navigation, because the stars provided a stable and reliable way to navigate long distances. So they used it for navigation. They used it for agriculture. We learned about that yesterday. Seasonal star patterns signaled planting and harvesting time, helping early societies to create agricultural calendars. So they looked at the stars to decide when they should plant something. I don't know much about astrology, but it's interesting. Okay, got an open mind. To check weather, actually, we still kind of believe it nowadays. They said that if there's no stars or only a few stars in the sky, bad weather might come. Yeah, exactly. They often, if you have in the nighttime sky, if you don't see the stars, it might rain the next day. Yes, that's true. Ma'am, I'm from Nepal, and no one speak English in Nepal, and no one speak English. So how can I practice English in Nepal? I don't know. I tried to sign up with a school. I would go to a school and try to find someone there, or look online to find a speaking buddy. That's my recommendation. All right, but let's go back. They used it for timekeeping. Before clocks, observing the stars was the most accurate method for tracking days, months, and seasons. Kind of a logical thing as well. For religious meaning, many cultures believed the heavens were connected to gods, fate, for the creation of myths. Yeah, so we're kind of going into like myth making, constellations, natural canvas for storytelling, also religious context. Hello to you, Nick. Hey, welcome back. Prediction and astrology. We're talking about astrology today, Nick. So ancient people used these for different things a long time ago. People used celestial cycles to make a sense of uncertain weather, fortune, different things like that. Also political power. Rulers often linked themselves with celestial bodies, human psychology, trying to understand different people. Hey, Natalia, sweetie. Yeah, so lots of different reasons why ancient people chose to focus on the stars before they had science to help them out in other ways. Okay, so let's see. Let's take a look at idioms. And let's see, so moving on, let me move over to here, remove this real quick, and then let's see. And what have we got? So moving over to idioms, and I need to hop over to here, boop, and there we go. So let's see. So here are idioms. We have a list of idioms up here and their definitions here, and we will match them together. 1, speak to someone. 2, take it with a grain of salt. 3, too good to be true. Here are our definitions. A, don't take it too seriously. B, feels personally relevant or meaningful. C, seems unreal or unlikely. So what can you tell me? Which one works best for number 1, speak to someone? So clearly I can say, I'm speaking to someone. That's not an idiom. That's explaining what I do. But this idiom, speak to someone, is used in a different way. So just like when the 3 kings were looking for baby Jesus, their guide to the manger was the brightest star, right? I think the North Star, I think. Yes, exactly. So Alessio's saying 1 is B. So speak to someone, 1 is B. Who else? Natalia's going with B. Lorena's going with B. Anybody else have anything else that they would like? Yelena's, well, with B. Okay. Exactly. And I really like this one because this is something that a lot of native speakers say. Speak to someone, something that feels personally relevant and meaningful. And I've come up with a little bit of a list because I think just the way that this is here doesn't really sort of show or highlight the way you can use this. So I can say classical music speaks to me. This book I'm reading, my calendar, it really speaks to me. It resonates with me. I feel connected to it. It's interesting. That song speaks to my soul. Her story speaks to my heart. This artwork speaks to me deeply. So often we use this for something that we can't really explain why, but we're drawn to it. We feel connected to it. So if you want to use in the comments a sentence using the idiom speak to someone or speak to me, let's say that, just make it about yourself. Tell me something that speaks to you, whether it's a song, it's music, it's a place. So many things can touch us in a way that we can't really explain. So if you want to use this in a sentence, feel free to do so. I will continue on to number 2, but you're more than welcome to write or not, as you like. So number 2, take it with a grain of salt. The poem speaks to me deeply. Music speaks to me, right? Someone can say rhythm speaks to me. A salsa speaks to me. You can be very specific, or you can be more abstract. Yelena and Kaluna are going with A. So to take it with a grain of salt, and a grain of salt is just like one little tiny piece of salt. So little tiny of salt. That is a grain of salt. These materials speak to me. Everything is about personality. Exactly. All right. So let's see. All right, 2 and A. So everybody's going with number 2. Take it with a grain of salt is A. So don't take it too seriously. So a lot of people don't take astrology, with a grain of salt. They don't believe it 100%. Some people do, some people not at all. But a lot of people say it's interesting, but I'm not going to believe 100%. Music speaks to me, to my energy. So you can say to my energy, exactly. So 1 is B, 2 is A. I love looking at the stars. This summer, I found out a Stargazer app. It shows you all the constellations. You have to point your smartphone to the sky. So beautiful. Alessio, is that app for free? If it is, please let us know in the comments. I would love to have that as an app. So C, take his word with a grain. Yes, take his words with a grain of salt. Exactly. You never know exactly. He doesn't ever say exactly what it means. Alessio, can you please put it in the comments and I will post it. So if somebody wants to track the stars with their smartphone, they can. Thank you for letting us know. Okay, so 3, we have C, too good to be true, seems unreal or unlikely. One could use this in the context of astrology with maybe feeling like you know, reading about yourself is maybe too good to be true, that someone knows everything that's going to happen to you. Oh, Alessia, it's interesting. I love the dark skies with the stars too. Yes. Juan Carlos, and somewhere I read that people used the stars to navigate ships. They absolutely did, right? Because the constellations, they changed, but gradually, and they were able to use the ships to know where they were going. Yeah, I look up in the sky. Stargazer, thank you, thank you, thank you. Maybe you even said it. I don't know. All right, Stargazer, this is from Alessio. If you want to check out an app that is for free and look at stars with your smartphone. Actually, I'm going to leave this up really quickly and take a photo so that I will download it later. I can download it later on. Sorry. Oop, nope. Maybe I need my camera. I just updated my phone last night and all of the icons changed. So I'm a little off today. All right, there we go. Stargazer, thank you very, very much, Alessio, because that is a very fun app to have because I never know what I'm looking at. And it's actually interesting because when we go to South Africa, then what you see is the opposite. So, you know, it's not the same sky as because you're in the Southern Hemisphere and not the Northern Hemisphere. You're right. My daughter uses this app. Okay. For me is the same as Alessio. I love looking at the stars and the moon. They make me dreaming. So yes, they make you dream of all the different possibilities maybe outside. It's so magical. It's incredibly beautiful. All right. Moving on to our next banner. Let's take a look and see what we've got here. Oops. Let's see. All right. So how popular is astrology in your culture? And also my second question is, do you know, it's not written correctly because this is a note for myself, but do you know of any countries where astrology is incredibly important? Also, the app Sky View identifies constellations by pointing your phone at the sky. Let me pop that one up as well and take a photo. Alessio, does your app Stargazer do that as well? Are you able to understand what? So I'm going to take a picture. Boop. Okay. I don't know why I have to do a sound effect. It's annoying. Okay. So thank you very much, Michaela, for offering a second option. But so how popular is astrology in your culture or in your country? There are some, I think there are a lot of, so Islamic cultures or Islamic countries where, and actually I'm not saying, know if I'm saying that correctly. Muslim countries, maybe. Islam is the religion, Muslim countries. Someone help me here. But I know that it's seen as a taboo. It's not seen as religiously correct. In India, astrology is very important. That's what I have from my research. Sounds like a fun app. Yes, I guess they are similar. Okay, so we can check them out and see which one we like better. So India, I've learned that is really connected to astrology. And Yogesh, maybe you can tell me, is it Vedic astrology? It's supposed to be based on literally what the stars look like right now, whereas Western astrology looks more at the seasons. In India and China is incredibly popular. In Serbia, it's not so much, not so popular. All right, I will guess in Greece. Okay, so in Greece, not on my list, nice guess, but India, it have in the first spot, deepest cultural integration. Astrology influences marriages, names, business, daily decisions. So it's incredibly important. And as Yelena said as well, Chinese zodiac and astrology systems are central to identity, compatibility, and yearly predictions. And a place, I think China is on our list. Korea, do I have Korea? Yeah, South Korea, you're good, Natalia. South Korea, fortune-telling culture, including zodiac, I guess it's called Saju, is widespread and often used for decisions. So far, it used to be very important in Japan, but not anymore. Japan didn't make the top 10. So we had India and China and South Korea so far on our list. In the third position, Brazil. So I don't know if we have any Brazilians in our audience. I was surprised to see this. Very high engagement with horoscopes, spiritual practices, astrologers, and astrology media. And Juan Carlos, I believe you're originally from Mexico. Mexico is in the fourth position. Astrology is very extremely mainstream. Newspapers, TV, social media, and popular astrologers are consulted. We still keep that kind of culture, but I think it's an old culture. Okay, so people, and Yuki, in Japan, what kind of astrology do you use? Do you use more the Western style, or do you have your own, or is it the Chinese? I'm curious to hear, like, how are people divided? Do you have 12 different categories? And yeah, I'm curious. Let's see. Astrology is important in Nepal because it guides major cultural, religious, and family decisions through traditional Vedic practices. Thank you. I don't have Nepal on my list, but yeah, there we go. Super. Okay. I was surprised to learn that Turkey is really into to astrology. There's a massive interest, especially among the younger generations. Astrology is a huge part of modern pop culture. Yelena, in India, people get married only if the stars have good aspects, right? And somebody said in our live stream yesterday that even marriages can either take place or not take place because the stars align. So like you might not even be able to marry someone if your stars are not aligned. They're not in sync together. You didn't know that. Okay, well, maybe it's not true. In Russia as well, I found that interesting. United States with Gen Z and millennials. In Argentina, I don't know if any of our Argentinian friends are here today. High media presence. And in the Philippines, a large astrology following culture influenced by media, spirituality, and pop trends. Is there anyone who knows Nepal? Yes, we know Nepal, but you're our only Nepalese student here today. So nice to have you. All right, so I just find that kind of interesting. Different cultures believe in different things. For some people, astrology is important. For others, go away. No. So I think that's kind of interesting to see which ones are and why. I think it came from China, 12 horoscope things and the moon changes. So with animals, like the horse, the monkey, the dog, that kind of thing. I should... Alessia, that's so good. I should have too. I should have checked before marriage. Exactly. That's what happens. We needed astrology. Love it. Thank you for sharing that, funny. All right, moving on to some adjectives for characteristics. Like we did yesterday, we learned some characteristics for different star signs. And so we'll do that as well today. Let me pull up our slide and remove this one and pull up some adjectives. I'm curious to see how many of these are a review and how many of these happen to be new. Yeah, it's always interesting to know. Let's see, I love your comment. All right, so number one, what have we got? We've got diplomatic. Number two, intense. 3, reckless. 4, pessimistic. 5, aloof. And 6, escapist. And here are our definitions right here. We have A, likes to avoid problems or reality. B, stays distant or not very emotionally involved. C, careful with words and actions to avoid conflict. D, very strong or extreme in feelings or behavior. E, tends to expect the worst. And F, acts without thinking about dangers or consequences. So these are characteristics, these are adjectives that one could use to describe different star signs. Okay, so Serena's keeping us on track. Number one, she's saying a C. Lorena is saying C for diplomatic. Diplomatic. Yelena as well. Kaluna too. Okay, so number one, diplomatic. C. Careful with words and actions to avoid conflict. To be a diplomatic person is a good thing. Number two, intense. What can you tell me about number two? One is C and two is, what can you say? Intense, intense. So Lorena's saying D, Kaluna as well, Natalia. Okay, yep, two is D, exactly. Okay, so intense, D, very strong or extreme in feelings or behavior. So an intense person is someone who's got a lot of energy, it's kind of heavy. So if that's a characteristic, they're not light and flowing through life in an easy way. They're very dramatic, probably. There's a lot of sort of tension going on with that human. Number three, reckless. One was C, two is D. What can you tell me with number three? Reckless. Reckless. Three is F. Lorena's going with F. Kaluna two. Okay, so three, reckless, is F. Acts without thinking about the danger or consequences, right? So you just do something, it's going to be what it's going to be. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but it's reckless. Like maybe you can plan something better. Yuki's saying four is E, pessimistic. So who agrees with Yuki? Pessimistic. Natalia does, and Lorena does. Okay, so Kaluna too. All right, so pessimistic four is E, tends to expect the worst, right? They tend to expect the worst. And I'm curious if everybody knows number five, aloof. Which one works best for number five? Aloof. And whether it is a new word or not, I'd be super interested to know that as well. Aloof. Opposite of optimistic. Exactly, exactly. So everyone's saying five is B. And is that a new vocab word for you, or you knew that already? So five is B, aloof, stays distant and not very emotionally involved. So a person who sometimes comes across as a snob. Aloof is a new word. Oh, cool, good, good. Okay, good. New, good. So it's a person who you can't read. They usually seem kind of distant. But that doesn't mean that they are. But they're just kind of, they stand alone. They're on their own, and they don't. It's not that they're shy. It's more sort of this sort of distance and not very emotionally involved. They keep out of it, aloof. And last but not least, escapist, number six, is then A. I'll go ahead and give it to you. Six is A. So escapist likes to avoid problems or reality. I would like to learn to be more diplomatic. I would too. Yes, and less reckless. I'm pretty reckless, I have to say. Exactly, Yuki. Six is A, escapist, someone who avoids problems, avoids reality, lives in la la land, would rather just sort of like pretend that bad things don't exist when maybe they do. Yeah, anyway. So we take a break for a second with this, talk about horoscopes, and then we will put these words like we did yesterday into a chart, trying to decide which of these work that we think work with the different ones. I would like to be an escapist. Oh, really? I don't know. I think escapists have their own sort of drama, because if you don't deal with things, they just start to stack up and become no problem. It's true, you have no problems, but then your problems multiply because everybody has problems. I was married to an escapist, so I know what I'm talking about. Anyway, all right, let's take a look at a poll question, and let's see. Yeah, I am admitting way too much here. All right, so all right, poll question about horoscope. All right. Diplomatic, exactly. Really, oh my God, yeah, yes, escapism, not a good thing. Sounds like it on paper. Anyway, so here you go. Do you read your horoscope? Are you live stream daily? Not daily, but on Tuesdays and on Wednesdays. So do you read your horoscope? A, yes, regularly. B, sometimes. C, only for fun. Or D, never, never, ever. So what can you tell me? I would say rarely. It's not on here. Only for sometime. Nah, not really. I actually find that when I'm going through difficulties, like when my marriage split up, I had this astrologist that I would follow. Once a month, she came out with a big thing for the month, and it was pretty accurate. So in times where I don't have a lot of clarity myself, I have read astrology and regularly, but the more control I feel I have over my life, then the more I do kind of check into it. I think that's the truth. Let's see. So C for Yelena, only for fun. Only for fun, especially when New Year's coming. Oh yeah, exactly, right? To get the New Year's scoop. Absolutely. What's 2026 going to look like? So C to D, okay, only for fun or never. Sometimes because it's fun. No, never. I don't believe in it at all. And Yogesh is going with D as well. Okay. So just to kind of get an idea. So then let's take a look at our next slide with the vocabulary words that we learned just a minute ago, and take a look and try to match some of the adjectives with the, sorry, hold on, I'm gonna have to scoot over here. To match some of the adjectives with the words that we have, that with different star signs. Okay, here we go. We had 1, escapist, as you remember, reckless, 3, diplomatic, 4, aloof, 5, intense, and 6, pessimistic. And I will read these. I don't like anyone to tell what to do. I do whatever I feel like. Yeah, that's true. Same. B, but very rarely. I don't find it important. No, never for Alessia. Okay. So here we have A, Libra. So we have blank, fair, and indecisive. B, Scorpio, blank, passionate, and secretive. C, Sagittarius, optimistic, adventurous, and D, Capricorn, disciplined, responsible, and E, Aquarius, innovative, independent, and something else. F, Pisces, compassionate, intuitive, and something else. So if there are any of the words in this area here that you don't understand, please let me know. We can go through those as well. Otherwise, we will start matching the different adjectives with the definition, with the different signs. Okay, so Natalia's saying that escapist belongs to Pisces. Okay, who agrees with Natalia? What do you think? Yelena's going with 1 as F. Okay, so let's get maybe 1 or 2 more guesses. Yuki's going with F. Okay, so for y'all are all right. Okay, so Lorena is actually F. So 1 F, escapist is Pisces. They are compassionate, intuitive, and they are escapist. So they don't like dealing with reality. Number 1 is F. And what about with number 2, reckless? Which star sign do you think matches that best? Which sort of thing do you think? What do you think? Reckless. I am Pisces. Does it fit your personality? Compassionate, intuitive, and an escapist. You wanted to be that. You got your wish. So compassionate for sure, intuitive, I think so as well. I don't know if you're such an escapist. You don't strike me as that. But okay. So what for number 2, reckless? What are we thinking matches the best for that? So Kalina's saying like 2 is E maybe? Okay. Okay. 2. What else have we got? Any ideas for number 2 for reckless? But I'm not an escapist. Yes. Okay. But passionate and intuitive, definitely, right? So Serena's going with B for 2. Kalina's going with E. I don't usually read my horoscope, but I don't mind listening when it's on the radio, right? Yeah, I do too. I'm like, oh, wait, I missed mine. Or, oh, let me listen to see what they say. Okay, Alicia's going with C, Serena's going with C, Yelena's going with B, Yuki A, question mark? Okay, so several of you have mentioned C, and that is correct. So C, so Sagittarius is optimistic, adventurous, and reckless. Uh-oh. Do we have any Sagittarians here? I feel like we had some yesterday. I don't remember anymore. Okay. Then moving on to number 3, diplomatic. Actually, let's do a quick little poll here. Is anyone in our audience Libra, a Libra, a Scorpio, a Sagittarian, a Capricorn, an Aquarian, or a Pisces? Or any of you one of these signs? And then we can kind of get your scoop on whether this fits you or not. Is anyone one of these signs? So that's on the list right here. Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, or Pisces. You're Aquarius. Okay, cool. All right. So, and Lorena, you were Pisces. So anybody else that's on this? So Libra is diplomatic. Okay. So let's see. So 3 is A. Libra, diplomatic, exactly. 3 is fair. Yes, I'm Scorpio, but I'm guessing 4 is B. Okay, we'll see. All right, so 3, so A is, diplomatic, Libra, fair, and indecisive. So you can't make choices quickly. And number 4, we have aloof, where you're sort of distant. You sort of have your own thing going on. You're not really participating so thoroughly or deeply into something. You're sort of standoffish, one can say as well. Standoffish, where you're sort of like, more of a cat, less than a dog, less of a dog. All right, so what would you say works best with number 4? So Kaluna's saying 4 is E. Lorena's going with E. Any other guesses? Otherwise, we will say 4 is actually E. Aloof, it works with Aquarius. Innovative, dependent, and aloof. Aloof, so kind of on their own. And then we have number 5, intense. So which of these signs do you think might be intense ones? Which one works best with intense? Lorena's going with B, I think is E, because it kind of same characteristics with other adjectives. Okay. 5 is B for sure. All right. You're so certain, Serena. All right, exactly, Yelena. So 5 is B. So intense, Scorpio, passionate, and secretive. All right. And last but not least, number 6, pessimistic. This sounds kind of sad. I wouldn't want to be the star sign that's pessimistic necessarily. But we have Capricorn, disciplined, responsible, and pessimistic. I was born on September 23rd, Libra, but I'm not very diplomatic. But it's something that you're aiming for. So, okay. So fair, but you're fair, but I wouldn't think you're indecisive either, actually. All right. So yesterday we did some that I don't know if you remember which ones they were, but would you say if you want me to read what you were yesterday, I can help you, no problem. We can read it. I think I have to review from vocabulary. I got confused with these vocabulary. No worries, it's fine. I think that people like to read horoscopes because it's good for us to read something positive, and they always have something good to say. It is like fortune cookies. Yes, right? It's sort of optimistic, and yeah, exactly. But with a little, often with like little, so warnings, but be careful about this, or look for that, or you may want to, which leads us slowly but surely to something that we will do in a minute. Hold on. All right. So keeping with this, with understanding or listening to different adjectives based on our star signs, then let's take a look at this poll question and you can tell me what you think about it. All right. Sorry. Okay, and I need to hop over to here. I love my Australian student visa. I have my Australian student visa soon. I'm wondering if astrology can provide any guidance or support for it. Who knows? Maybe. I guess it wouldn't hurt unless you choose to not go for something because of that. All right, poll question answers here. Do the traits of your zodiac sign match your personality? Yes, very much. B, somewhat. C, not really. D, not at all. If you would like me to reread anything, you're more than welcome to have me do that. Yesterday we did, we did Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, and Virgo. So if you want me to read your sign again, then please go ahead and put your sign, your star sign in the comments. And then I will reread what we had just a minute ago, or not at all. Good luck. Oh, you mean to him? Yes, to Yogesh, that he gets into his visa. So somewhat. Yelena says somewhat. Right. All right. So we have a lot of somewhats going on. Somewhat. So Natalia too, with somewhat. Yeah, there's always something that's kind of a little, I don't know. But then again, yes. So, all right. Anybody else want to share what they so everybody's saying somewhat. It somewhat fits, somehow yes, somehow not really. And yeah. All right. Then let's move on to a couple of questions. And I think I need to hop over to here and remove this. And let's go. A. So what was A? Yes, very much. Okay. Yes. Well, you had a lot of nice ones. I think all of us feel like the ones that are negative. You don't remember Cancer. Okay. Yuki, I can read you Cancer. Hold on one second, dear. Let's see. We're a little bit in the process of changing here. Sensitive, nurturing, and moody. Remember the word moody, where one minute you're happy, the next minute you're sort of annoyed, the next minute you could be laughing again, where your mood changes frequently. You are moody. So sensitive, nurturing, and moody. That was for Cancer. All right. And I need to figure out where we are now. I think it was slide 6 and 7. All right, here we go. That's me. Okay. Yes, Alicia with your little lions. Scorpio. Oh, Scorpio. Okay, let me read Scorpio. That was yesterday as well, I think. Hold on, let me go to Scorpio. No, Scorpio was today. Excuse me. Scorpio. So, 5. So intense, passionate, and secretive. Intense, passionate, and secretive. Those were the adjectives for Scorpio. Scorpio is intense. Yes, intense, passionate, and secretive. I think one of Cancer's for mine to be forgetful, but okay. All right, so let's move on. Unless anybody else, if anybody wants me to read their horoscope again, the little adjectives that go along with it, more the characteristics, then I can do that. No problem. Let me know. Otherwise, we will go on to question number 1, which is, which signs do you get along with best? Or is that just a myth? So do you have certain star signs where you look around your friend group and you're like, that person is this, and like the people kind of tend to be the same astrological sign. Like maybe you end up with the same type of person that you date every single time, the same star sign, or maybe your best friend, your friends in general. Because I know for myself, all of my closest friends have either been Geminis or Taurians, and which is weird because at some point I just realized it. Obviously, I did not pick this out, right? It just kind of happened. And I realized, wow, my friends all have birthdays at the same time. That's weird. So I'm always drawn to those people somehow. All horoscopes make sense to the person in some way. Right, exactly, Juan Carlos. And sometimes it's like, maybe we read into it what we want to read into it. So with number 1, have you experienced, do you have any sort of experience about having friends that have a similar horoscope sign that you have, or that they have similar ones? Hello to you, Jude. Welcome on board. We're on question number 1, Pisces and Aquarius. Okay, so same for you, that you end up, Yelena, with having the same kind of friends. It's like I realized that maybe 10 years ago, where I'm like, all of my closest friends have either been Geminis or Taurians. So it's very, I don't know why, but it's just kind of how it's worked out in a weird way. Maybe you've never noticed this about your friends. Maybe this is not true for you. All right. So moving on, just myth to me. Okay, myth to you. Number 2, let's see. Do you think people sometimes use their zodiac sign as an excuse for their behavior? Right? Like somebody's like, oh, sorry, I'm moody. I'm just a Cancer. That's just how we are. Or somebody says, I'm intense like a Scorpio. So maybe that's kind of, have you noticed that sometimes people use things like this? Maybe there's something about your personality that you're like, oh, yep, that's typical Leo, or not. I've heard a lot of people say things like this, like, I can't help it. I'm just, this part of my star sign. I think, yes, some people sometimes use it, especially if they are invested in astrology. They live or adapt to its characteristics. Yeah, maybe. Just a myth to me too. Okay, no problem. Then let's move on to our next banner question. And let's see what we've got. Okay, so what questions would you like to ask a horoscope writer? What are typical things that horoscopes say? So what can you tell me? 2 questions here, one or the other. You can answer whatever you like. What questions would you like to ask a horoscope writer? And what are typical things that horoscopes say? Can you think of like typical wording in a horoscope? So let's see. After this class, I have to reevaluate the horoscope and zodiac signs. Okay. Yeah, take a look and see with your friends if they share like a similar star sign. Yes, that's true. Yes, that people do that. In Japan, we use blood type to categorize characteristics. Okay, that's kind of like a form of astrology, right? Yes, okay. So Toots, nice that you're saying hello. Participate in our lesson. It's nice to have people. O is optimistic. I'm blood type O, so that's cool. Okay, optimistic. I'd like to ask if my stars are aligned for a successful life. Yes. So anything else that you would like to ask a horoscope writer? People are influenced by words. I believe in the power of words. Absolutely. I agree with you. Yes, positive words, negative words, they all influence us in some way. definitely. All right. And what typical things that horoscopes say, like you may meet an interesting person on Thursday. They use may, might, could, should. You will probably forget something at home, so be sure to keep your senses about you. I don't know. So I'm from the United States. Originally, I live in Germany. But when we read horoscopes, it's always kind of like may, might, could, and I will pull up a slide for you because we're gonna talk about horoscopes the way that they are written, because it's a nice little grammar exercise for us to do. And let's take a look. Reviewing modals. And let's see, number 8. Here we go, and I need to hop over to here. A lot of wording here. I hope you can see it okay. So this is kind of your horoscope modal cheat sheet. So this kind of gives you an idea of different ways that you can use modals to express probability, might, may, could. You might meet someone new this week, and you might see in a horoscope. It gives advice and recommendations. You should take care of your health today. Then also we have predict likely events, will and probably. Your day will be exciting. It will probably rain tomorrow. And suggest fun or surprise outcomes, could or may. You could discover a hidden talent. You may receive a message from an old friend. So they put it this way, they write it this way so that it's kind of open, If it doesn't happen, it's not like, it didn't happen. But if it does, then it's kind of like this. So typical horoscope says negative and positive things might happen according to your horoscope. USA is your dream country, okay? Where are you from? Horoscopes usually mix personality traits, daily advice, and vague predictions about love, work, and mood. They absolutely do. Absolutely. And this is a nice little modal cheat sheet here. And so I thought it would be kind of fun to write my own little horoscope. So this is my horoscope that I have written for myself. And I think actually this could be kind of a fun homework assignment that in the comments later on, if you want to write a horoscope for yourself, practicing the modals, then that from India. Okay, cool. Then you're more than welcome to do so. I think I will maybe I'll leave 2 homework assignments. One creating your own horoscope for the week, or maybe for 2026, or maybe we will do it together now if you like. We'll see. So this is the one that I've written for myself. I kind of like it. So here it is. This week, your phone might be overworked, so keep an eye on your battery. It could die at the worst possible moment. Be careful with too many notifications. They may make your apps crash. Your camera might finally capture the perfect smile, but don't drop it. Actually, I wrote 2. Hold on. This is the one that I wrote for myself. I did one for my phone and then one for 2026. Let's do the one for 2026. So this year can be this year can be your year of adventure and growth. So can be, it's not is. Exciting travel opportunities may take you to many countries, broadening your horizons and inspiring your creativity. Your YouTube account, your YouTube content will shine brighter than ever, potentially bringing financial rewards. Sounds good. Keep an eye on your health. Small daily habits can make a difference. Your kids might Your kids might confidently chase their dreams, and their joy could fuel your own sense of fulfillment. Love may continue to blossom, deepening your connection and bringing sweet, meaningful memories. One gentle reminder from the stars is should try not to let being late hold you back. Sometimes timing can make all the difference. So I tried to put into my horoscope for 2026, little things, advice like we have, you should do this, and things of that nature. So yeah, let's see what you have to say. In 2026, you might win the lottery. Exactly. You might win a lot of money. It could be 20 bucks. For me, 20 bucks would be a lot of money. I don't need to win the lottery. I would win the lottery, but yeah, I'd be happy with 20. When I was very young, I went to a woman who read cards and used the same method as horoscopes. Common things that we all have experienced, right? That happens a lot with horoscopes where like you're going to get married. Many people get married, right? Or you're going to have kids. Then sometimes it becomes sort of all like things that happen to many people. I hear you, Juan Carlos. Good night to you, Jude. Next year, you should watch out for people that might hurt or betray you, right? Cancer's 2026. Exactly. So you can do this as a homework assignment. I think let's not do this now unless you have something that you want to write for yourself, that you want to manifest. So if you want to make something positive happen for yourself in 2026, so I'm saying I'm going to reread my line. Your YouTube content will shine brighter than ever and potentially bring you financial rewards. That's the one I'm really putting out there. I want you to use one of the modals that we have here and then try to write something about 2026 for yourself, something you want to happen. So let's see, next week you will experience the best thing in your life, right? Something amazing is going to happen. Exactly. So what is something that you would write for yourself for 2026? We're faking it here. That's okay. We're practicing English, and that's more important. So use a modal to write a prediction about yourself for 2026, something that you would like to happen. And yeah, that would be a fun exercise. And if you don't want to do that right now, no stress. You can always do that for homework. And I will add in some more homework this week too for all of you who participated in the homework. Thank you. Cool job. Very good. I am scared. What about Leo 2026? So no. I just wrote that. But we can look it up. Hold on. Let me see if I can find short horoscopes. So short horoscopes for 2026. Okay. Let's see. Let me see if I can find something that we can read. Horoscope. Let me see if it's short report forecast. For 4 zodiac signs. Because usually these things get really long. So we could ask the bot, but it's probably going to be crazy. But I can sort of say, hold on. How long is this? Okay, I'm going to ask the bot, our robot. So please look for a short summary of all 12 zodiac signs, horoscopes, 2026. Let's see what we have out there. Cool idea. I wish I'd thought of this. I will ask on my own, Jen. Okay, 2026 will be full of happiness, love, contentment, and good health, and to all of us, world peace most especially. Absolutely. So I have it in German. So I can read. I have very short ones here if you would like to see, if you'd like to hear. So put your horoscope in if you would like me to read your horoscope for 2026. And we could take a look. Otherwise, you can practice this using the modal. Let's see. Where why you left the country where Elon Musk lives to a Germany. Oh, well, I don't know. I'm not married to Elon Musk. So if you would like to know your horoscope, let me know. I can have a very short summary for 2026 based on stuff from, this is from a German magazine, actually, where its sources. As far as I'm concerned, I prefer to know nothing about my future. I am a little bit fatalistic. Okay, I get that. I totally get that. I want to hear Scorpio. Okay, so Scorpio, let me see. So Scorpio in German is Skorpion. So intense, passionate, determined, mysterious. 2026 brings deep transformation, emotional, relational, and professional, especially if you stay true to your goals. Okay, so it's giving us the adjectives first. So 2026 can be deeply transformational, so big things can happen, both emotionally in relationships and professionally, especially if you stay true to your goals. Yuki, you may win the lottery if you stay healthy and keep pushing yourself up. Be careful not to forget to check your schedule so that you don't miss your luck. I like that. That's very accurate. Would anybody else like me to read their horoscope? If not, we will continue on. Yuki, did you want to hear about Cancer? Or anyone else? And Capricorn. Okay, Capricorn, that in German is Steinbock. So 2026 looks promising for taking on responsibility. Good chance to get recognition for hard work. So again, 2026 looks promising. Take on more responsibility. And yeah, there's a good chance that you will be honored for your hard work. So Juan Carlos, it's looking like a promotion at work. It looks like maybe, I don't know, something like that. Maybe promotion at work, a new job, something with more responsibility. Okay, Yuki, you're saying you want to hear Cancer. Okay, let's do Cancer. So 2026 might bring emotional growth. It might bring emotional growth and opportunities, but also stress. So balance and self-care matter. Sounds like wise advice no matter the year. So let's hear Leo. It's not too big of a deal. It's not at all. My pleasure. Okay. 2026, could be a year of recognition, good for new projects, leadership, or self-expression. So a year where people or your company, where people in your life are going to say, job well done, Alessio, and that, and new projects, leadership, maybe again, like Juan Carlos, maybe you're going to get a promotion, and where you find outlets to be able to express yourself in ways you want to. Yuki, how are you? I read from your online news. Oh, I didn't hear about that. Yeah, Yuki, what's going on? Wow. Anybody else want me to read their horoscope? Otherwise, we will move on. I will take a screenshot just in case somebody comes to me and I can find this. Well, actually, I don't need to do that. Okay, anyway. So moving on, unless someone wants me to read. Otherwise, yeah, move on to some idioms. All right, here we go. And let's see, 9. Okay, and let me hop over to here. All right, so we have idioms as old as time, which always reminds me of the Disney movie Belle. A tale as old as time. So 2, written in the stars. 3, up in the air. And then we have A, uncertain, not decided. B, very old, existing for a long time. And C, destined, meant to be. So which one works best with number 1, with as old as time? What can you tell me? Which one works best? So Kaluna saying 1 is B. Lorena's going with B. Yelena B. Okay. So 1 is B, absolutely. So as old as time, B, very old, existing for a long time. So astrology is as old as time. It feels like it's been around for over 2,000 years, 4,000 years. Thank you, Kaluna. I live far away from that area. I am safe. That was a huge earthquake, but as that big shake, we didn't have that much damage. Okay, I have to read about that. I didn't hear about that. Thanks, Kaluna, for mentioning it. And thank you, Yuki, for answering. I'm happy that you are safe and well. Okay, moving on to number 2, written in the stars. If something is written in the stars, Serena's going with C. What else have we got? Oh, Carmen, you want to hear Cancer? Oh, sweetie. C. Okay. So 2 is C, written in the stars, destined or meant to be. Exactly. It's written in the stars. They're going to get married. Many people feel like their lives are written into the stars. It is what it is because, yeah, it's meant destiny. It's meant to be. And last but not least, thank you, Lorena. 3 is A. Michaela, Paolo Fox's horoscope is considered the classic horoscope in Italy. Paolo Fox is probably the most famous astrologer in Italy, and his daily forecasts are broadcast on TV and radio. Okay, so I'm going to pop that up because one can always translate that or learn Italian. So Paolo Fox's, and the one that I used to read when I was going through such a tough time, and this is in English, so maybe that's fun for some of you, Susan Miller. I'll pop that one up for you. The new idioms. Oh, good. Cool. Oh, Susan Miller. Exactly. So Susan Miller, she is an American, I want to say, astrologist, and she covers astrology. She will go through one entire month. So Kaluna, you brought up the point. Astrology is kind of interesting when you have at the end of the year or at the beginning of the new year, where you have the following year to hear what they have to say. So maybe if you want to read that in English, it could be fun practice for your language and fulfill some curiosity. I don't know. Okay, so new idioms, I'm happy about that. If you have any questions with these, Yuki, please ask. As old as time, written in the stars, up in the air. And moving on to some phrasal verbs. And this time I have it so that we're not really learning the definitions, that we're putting the phrasal verbs into sentences right away. So let me grab that slide for us and let's see. And I'm on the right side, so that's a good thing. All right, here we go. So, excuse me, phrasal verbs. We have a word bank up at the top up here. And so we have carry on, date back to, pick apart, relate to, and hand down. And so let's find the one that matches the first sentence best. 1, ancient star charts have been from astrologers to new generations for hundreds of years. 1, ancient, so either one of these phrasal verbs up through here. Paolo Fox said that 2020 will be a great year. That's hilarious. Okay, so Paolo, okay, but yeah, okay, I won't even go there. All right, yes. So ancient star charts have been blank from astrologers to new generations for hundreds of years. So hand down, question mark. So who agrees with Kaluna? What can you tell me? Which phrasal verb works best? Hand down, okay, from Natalia. Written correctly, exactly. So ancient star charts have been handed down, super Natalia, from astrologers to new generations for hundreds of years, handed down. Exactly. And what about with number 2? Many people still the tradition of reading their daily horoscope. What do you think? That's true, right, young Juan Carlos? Exactly. So many people still blank the tradition of reading their daily horoscope. What do you think works best for number 2? So Natalia's going with carry on, relate to. Okay. Okay, okay. Carry on, relate to something else. Okay, carry on. Exactly. So I get, Kalina, where you're going with relate to, but in this case, I would say many people still relate to their daily horoscope, relate to the tradition. Same, you could also say that. But the answer I was looking for actually is carry on. Many people still carry on the tradition of reading their daily horoscope. They continue to do it, they carry on. Number 3, astrology itself, thousands of years with roots in ancient civilizations. So which one works best for this one? What can you tell me? Astrology itself, thousands of years. Okay, so we have our first guess. Number 3, astrology itself, to the tradition of reading, thousands of years with roots. Yes, exactly. Exactly. So astrology itself dates back to thousands of years with roots in ancient civilizations. Exactly. Okay. Number 4, it really, my zodiac sign, because it seems to describe my personality perfectly. So this one now works a little bit better than the one you guessed before, Kalina. Exactly. Number 3. Hello, Khulud. I'm always here. So let's see. Number 4 was relates to. Exactly. So I really relate to my personality. My zodiac sign, because it seems to describe my personality perfectly. And yeah, and Yuki, in this case, I really related to my zodiac sign because it seemed to describe my personality perfectly. That would all be in the past. So if you're talking about when you were a kid, your horoscope fit your personality much better than it does today. Then you would put seemed in simple past, and really after that, related would also be in simple past. In this case, I really relate. And last but not least, as I always say, in class, we learned to blank popular horoscopes to see if they are accurate or exaggerated. Pick apart, exactly. In class, we learned to pick apart popular horoscopes. So you pick apart something, you take a look at it, you look for the good, you look for the bad, you look for what is correct, what is incorrect, you pick it apart. If someone offers you an idea for a business plan, you might pick it apart. You would try to understand it, try to see what works, what doesn't work. So this phrasal verb is a really nice one that you can use for any type of situation where you want to kind of look at an option and look at it deeply and not just on the surface. So those are our phrasal verbs. We will move on to a little bit more vocab and then some questions, and then we're done for the day. So let me scroll down a little bit and take a look at our vocab. And we need number 11. There we go. And I will hop on over to here. Make some space for that slide. And here we go. We have number 1, bias. Weird word, bias. Number 2, evidence. 3, coincidence. 4, skepticism. And 5, generalizations. A, doubting something until there is proof. B, favoring one side unfairly. C, facts or information that support an idea. D, broad statement that may not be true for everyone. E, two events happening by chance. So all of these words are words that we can kind of connect with astrology and with many other things. So which one works best with bias, with number one, bias? Bias. Kaloon is going with B. Yuki's got a B for me. Lorena's got a B. Okay, exactly. Yeah. Yelena. So bias 1B is favoring one side unfairly. We hear a lot about this when it comes to social media or with AI and with artificial intelligence, that is, because has this bias that's been put into it from humans. So when humans have these things that they don't see correctly or fairly, then they program it into computers. So you hear this word a lot, or somebody is biased or unbiased, the opposite. Then they're more neutral. All right, so 2, we have Yuki saying C, Yelena saying C for evidence. Which one works best with evidence? So everybody's saying C, exactly. Evidence, C, facts or information that support an idea. What about with number 3, coincidence? What do we got for 3? Number 1 was B, number 2 is C, 3 is coincidence. What are we saying? So 3E. Okay, Kaluna, Yelena, Natalia, Serena. Okay, so 3E, coincidence. Exactly. 2 events happening by chance. So sometimes things that are predicted in astrology, it's a coincidence, maybe. Maybe it's not reality or something that was fate. It's just a coincidence. Or maybe not. I don't know. Yes, exactly, Michaela. 2 is C, 3 is E. Number 4, skepticism. What can you tell me about that? Number 4. Okay, a lot of people saying A, skepticism A, doubting something until there is proof. So a lot of people are skeptical. You can be skeptical and you can have skepticism. So skepticism is the noun, skeptical is the verb. You can be skeptical, actually, you can be a skeptic. That's a noun as well. So yes. So yeah, 5 exactly is D. Generalizations. Generalizations, D, broad statement that may or may not be true for everyone. So we have biases. These are also kind of generalizations, biases. These all kind of go in the same direction in a way. If you have generalizations, you probably have biases. Usually generalizations come first and then you have a bias. It seems that you're losing your voice a little bit somehow. So I'm going to offer us our last question for the day. And so what's your opinion? Have you ever looked at apps for astrology? So we had Paulo, what was his name? Paulo Fox and Susan Miller for online. You can look at their content for astrology if you like. Does anybody have any other options for looking at astrology? Do you know of any apps or any websites that you would recommend or anything of that nature? Any sort of Instagram accounts? Doesn't seem like many of us are really interested that we would know this, so probably not. And as an alternative for answering this question, if you don't have anything to add about an astrological an app for astrology, then you can tell me maybe a new word you learned, a new phrasal verb, an idiom. I just use Google. Yeah, classic. So these words are very similar to Italian words and other with other pronunciation. Yes, so exactly. A lot of these are the same. So if you learned anything new in this last couple of minutes that you would like to share in the last couple of minutes, then please feel free to do so in the comments. Otherwise, we will slowly but surely say goodbye. If you've been hanging out this entire time and you're like, who is this human in this really bright blue sweater? And does she ever come here onto YouTube? Ever? She does. So every Wednesday I am here. This is my account at English with Jenn 123. Every week we have a new topic, and so yeah, I'm always very excited to share new information with you. For those of you who hung in here, even though this is not at all a topic that interests you, thank you, because there's always something to be learned, even if it is not something that you relate to. And next week, I'm really excited about our lesson. We will have Christmas folklore from around the world. Like I said yesterday, if you have a story to share about folklore, a story, something that has sort of a legend, things of that nature, then please do write me on Instagram and share it with me, even if it's just the title and I can Google it. So except for this, you're right, Serena. Okay. Distant, distant's a new one. Oh, okay, distant. Cool, that's a good word to know. A distant memory, a memory that's far, somehow like it's there, but not really. A distant friendship, distance, like a long distant relationship. Relationship where you live far away, except from bias, you are right. Okay. A ton of idioms. Thank you. Good. I already heard aloof, but I only understood its meaning just now. Okay, cool. Aloof, exactly. Yeah, okay, distant. Okay, cool. All right, folks. So have a wonderful day. Yuki, you stay safe, my dear. All of you, please stay safe, and see you all next week. Take care. Bye.